A client came to see me recently and asked, Jackie, what do you think about fascia release for weight loss? I keep seeing it everywhere. And my very first thought was, oh, here we go, another wellness fad. But because I always dig into the science before I open my mouth, I went away and researched it. And I have to tell you what I found completely changed how I think about this. There is a body system inside your body right now that is directly responding to your falling estrogen levels. One that influences your stiffness, your bloating, your digestion, and your weight. And most women have absolutely no idea it exists. By the end of this video, I think you're going to understand your body in a way that you never have before. And some of these symptoms that you've been putting down to just getting older, they're about to make a lot more sense. Stay with me. Welcome back. And if you're new here, hello, I'm Jackie, and this channel is all about helping women over 50 navigate the menopause years with real science and not guesswork. Today, we're starting a brand new series, and I'm genuinely excited about this one because it covers something I hadn't given much thought to before, and I suspect you haven't either. We're talking about fascia. Now, before your eyes glaze over, I promise this is not going to be a dry anatomy lecture. What I want to share with you today is why this particular body system matters specifically to us as women in midlife, and why understanding it could help explain some things that might have been puzzling you for a while. This is episode 1, what fascia actually is and why it changes at menopause. In the episodes that follow, we'll go deeper into the gut connection, the weight and the metabolism piece, and then a full practical toolkit of what you can actually do about it. So let's start at the beginning. What is fascia? Now, here's the easiest way I've found to explain fascia. I've got an orange here. Imagine peeling an orange, and when you get through to the outer skin, there's that white, slightly stringy layer underneath, the pith. That wraps around the whole fruit and it separates each individual segment. It's not the main event, but without it, the orange would just fall apart. So your fascia is a bit like that, except it's alive. It's incredibly sophisticated and it runs through your entire body without interruption. More precisely, fascia is a continuous three-dimensional web of connective tissue made mostly of collagen, and it wraps around every single muscle, bone, organ, nerve, and blood vessel that you have. It holds everything in place and allows everything to move smoothly against each other and cushions your organs too. But, and this is the bit that surprised me, fascia is not a passive packaging. It's loaded with sensory nerves. It's connected to your lymphatic and immune systems. And some researchers describe it as the body's master communicator, constantly relaying signals between different parts of your body. When fascia is healthy, it's flexible, springy, and well hydrated. It moves effortlessly with you. You don't really notice it, and that's how it's supposed to be. But when it becomes stiff and dehydrated, or develops what researchers call adhesions, sticky patches where layers should glide freely, they start to stick together, you absolutely notice it. It shows up as pain, restricted movement, that feeling of tightness that just won't shift, and inflammation that seems to come from nowhere. Now, here's the question that led me down this research rabbit hole. Why does this seem to happen so much more in midlife? Why do so many women in their late 40s onwards suddenly feel stiffer, achier, and more restricted than they ever did before? Even women who are active and eat well and take care of themselves. The answer brings us to something I genuinely didn't know before I researched the video, and it starts with estrogen. Estrogen connection. I want to share a piece of science that genuinely stopped me in my tracks when I read it. Fascia has estrogen receptors. Let that sink in for a moment. Your fascia, that entire connective tissue web running through the whole body, is directly responsive to changes in your estrogen levels. Now, we already know that estrogen affects bone density and muscle mass, mood, sleep, and metabolism, but connective tissue? Here's what the research found. When scientists exposed human fascial cells to varying levels of estrogen in laboratory conditions, they discovered that estrogen levels directly changed how those cells built the fascia itself. With higher estrogen, as you'd have in your younger years, your body produces more of something called collagen 3 and fibrillin. These are the types of collagen associated with elasticity and flexibility. They give tissue that lovely springy quality. But when estrogen drops, as it does in perimenopause and menopause, the balance flips. A different type, collagen 1, becomes dominant instead. And collagen 1 is stiffer, more rigid, less able to stretch and glide. So your fascia literally changes its structure in response to your hormonal shift. One study found a 75% drop in collagen levels in the pelvic connective tissue of postmenopausal women not on hormone therapy compared with premenopausal women. 75%? That's not a subtle shift, is it? And this right here is why so many of you will recognize this list. Unexplained joint stiffness and aching, even though the doctor says there's no arthritis. Frozen shoulder, plantar fasciitis, hip pain, conditions that become much more common after 50. Pelvic tightness or discomfort. Feeling like your flexibility has just gone, like the body won't move the way it used to. Skin that's lost its bounce and elasticity. These things are not just aging, they are not weakness or letting yourself go. They are specific biological hormone-driven change happening in your connective tissue. And understanding that, really understanding it, changes everything about how you approach it. So if this is all backed up by research, why has nobody talked about it? Honestly, because fascia was largely ignored by mainstream medicine for a very long time. It was treated as a biological filler, the stuff surgeons cut through to get to what they're actually interested in. But research over the last decade has completely reframed how we understand it. And not only that, more research is being carried out on females rather than just males. We now know fascia is biologically active, immune responsive, and deeply woven into how your hormones, gut metabolism, and nervous system all function. And for women in perimenopause and menopause who are already navigating hormonal changes across virtually every body system, this matters. Because your fascia is not sitting this one out, it's going through the change right alongside you. What does this mean then for your belly and bloating? Now, I know many of you are thinking, this is all fascinating, Jackie, but what does it actually mean for my belly, for my weight, for that bloating that arrives every afternoon like an uninvited guest? So that's exactly where this gets interesting, because stiff or restricted fascia in the abdomen and the pelvis can compress your digestive organs, affecting how efficiently food moves through your gut, how blood flows to that area, and how your gut communicates with your brain. Practitioners who work with abdominal fascial release report significant improvements in bloating, cramping, and digestive discomfort in their patients. And the weight question. The relationship between fascia and metabolism is more connected than most people realize. And there is genuine emerging science on this. But to do it justice, I need to go deeper than we have time for today. So here's what I'm going to do. Episode 2 is entirely dedicated to the gut fascia connection, which honestly blew my mind when I read the research. And in episode 3 is where we get into the weight and the metabolism piece, and where I'll give you my honest verdict on whether fascia release is worth your time or just clever marketing. I think you're going to watch both. So let me bring episode 1 together with 2 things I want you to hold on to. 1, fascia is a living, active body system, not passive packaging. It plays a role in your movements, your immune function, your hormones, your digestion, and your metabolism. And it has been largely ignored by mainstream medicine until very recently. And 2, fascia has estrogen receptors. When your estrogen drops at menopause, your fascia literally changes in structure, becoming stiffer, less elastic, and less able to glide. This is a real biological explanation for the stiffness, aching, and restricted movement that so many of you and me have experienced. It's not weakness. It's not just getting old. It's your body responding to that hormonal shift. Now, is fascia relief actually worth doing? Does it help with bloating, with weight, with the menopause belly? And how much of what you're seeing online is genuine and how much of it is very good marketing? I'm going to answer all of that properly with the science across the next 3 episodes. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. And if today's video resonated with you, please share it with a friend who might want to hear this. So many women are putting these symptoms down to aging when there's actually a very specific biological reason behind them. And before you go, I put together a great 8-minute lymphatic and fascia flow workout for you to do right now. So just click the link above and I'll see you in the next video.